Hey, Morgan.
What's going on?
Do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Do I have a choice? What the hell was that all about?
Oh, that was me being dumber.
Oh,
Which I guess makes you dumb.
I guess so, but we're about to find out.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to do something that we have attempted before, was unsuccessful previously. Yes. Once. We're going to attempt to talk about a movie without having recently watched it, and I'm kind of excited to see how this is going to go.
I told you off air, I'm fairly confident that this is going to be epic.
I like the fair confidence.
Yeah. The fairer confidence is the best confidence.
Amen, sister. I mean, there's so much to talk about, so much to unpack with this movie. And to be honest with you, when I saw it in the theater for the first time, I think after the ending, I was pissed off. Like, I was actually pissed off at the whole bus thing. He's got that
with the
bus.
Hawaiian Tropic Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, man, some lucky guy's going to get to travel the country with those girls and spray him with suntan lotion.
Yeah. Well, I just like, even then, Jeff Daniels, his character, Harry, when they stop and they're like, we're looking for two guys to travel the whole United States with us and just oil us up before every show and then probably even give us any sexual desire that we can think of. And then Harry's like, you're in luck. So there's a town about 2 miles that way. So the bus drives off and then Lloyd's like, you idiot, you realize what you've done? And then chases down the bus and he's banging on the side and they stop and he was like, sorry, my friend's a little slow. The town is back that way. And as it drives off, he's like, man, think about it. 2 lucky guys just going around with them. God, that must be great. Well, don't worry. We'll catch our break. We'll catch our break one day.
Oh, man. So many scenes are popping into my head that I want to talk about, and it's like, which one do I want to start with?
Honestly, the one scene that started before you and I even talked about doing this movie, the one scene that started off in my head, I actually said it to myself yesterday when I was driving to Publix to pick up something to eat, and I saw someone waiting at a bus stop. And I just thought to myself, oh, it's a lovely accent. What was that? Australia? It's like
Austria.
It's like, let's throw another shrimp on the barbie, shall we?
Let's not.
But I don't know why that scene just, whenever I see something like that, that scene always pops in my head.
Yeah, I mean, he was sitting in the back of the limousine. I remember that part. And then he was pretending to be the passenger. Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me. My driver's a little lost.
Yeah. And then he sneaks back up to the driver's seat. But a couple times I had read somewhere like if Lloyd and Mary ended up together, Mary, like her name would be Merry Christmas.
That is good.
Yeah.
I've never put that together. Wow. Thank you, internets.
Yes.
For bringing that to our attention.
The things that we don't think about, but we don't have to because of the internets.
Yeah. I think probably one of the most thrown out lines from this movie might have been, kick his ass, Seabass.
Yes.
That might be the most used line from the entire movie.
I mean, as dumb as they were able to come up with some pretty good shit. Like in that scene when they're getting ready to leave so they don't get their ass kicked, basically. Yeah. They just start adding all this other shit to his tab.
Yeah, because he did have the idea when he walks over and he's like, we really want to apologize for that display earlier. He's like, we'd really like to buy you guys a round of beers. He's like, yeah, making 4 Boilermakers. And he's like, yeah, coming right up. So he walks over to the counter and he's just like, yeah, that guy over in the counter or in the corner, Seabass, he offered to pay for our meal.
He's like, Seabass offered to pay for your meal?
Well, if that guy back in the corner in the hat is Seabass. And then you see him pointing to himself, and he's like, okay, if that's what he wants.
But I like when they first get to this little diner because they sit down. And he's like, man, it feels really good to mingle with the city folk. Or what does he call them?
The locals.
The locals, yeah. But when the waitress comes around to ask them what they want, she's like, well, what's on special? And she's like, well, we have the soup du jour. And he's like, well, what's that? She's like, it's the soup of the day. She's like, that sounds lovely. I'll have that.
I do like I think Harry's the one that knocked over the salt.
And yeah, it's bad luck. Yeah.
Yeah, and he tells him, he was like, oh, it's bad luck. He was like, last thing we need on a torrential, on a real long road trip
is bad luck.
Bad luck. He's like, take some salt, throw it over your right shoulder.
He grabs the whole fucking thing of salt
and just tosses it. That I've always loved the scene at the very beginning when they both lose their jobs, which I think is funny, because Lloyd loses his job as the limo driver. Harry loses his job
as the dog
groomer.
The shag wagon.
Yeah.
Or did he call it the shaggin' wagon?
Yeah, the shaggin' wagon. But when he gets home, Harry's just sitting there and he was like, yeah, lost my job today. And then Lloyd's like, man, you are one gigantic loser. It was funny because he's been fired too.
Yeah.
But they sneak out because, they're afraid that, the two people were knocking on the door because Lloyd had the briefcase. And when he's looking through, he's like, one of them's got a gun. He's like, did you pay the gas bill?
How do they know I have gas?
But when they leave and then they're out looking for jobs and they get back, they're like, yeah, I can't believe it. That one person in this town is hiring. He's like, yeah, unless you want to work 40 hours a week.
Yeah, but Lloyd had taken Mary to the airport.
Yeah.
And she set her briefcase down because it was supposed to be picked up by somebody, which, you don't find out why until later on.
Goodbye, my love.
Yeah, but that's what starts the whole point of the movie.
Yeah,
was because Lloyd
cross country trip.
Yeah, Lloyd finds her briefcase that somebody else was supposed to get, and he's trying to return it to Mary.
Yeah,
even though he has no idea who she is, he just knows her first name.
Yeah, Mary Swinson.
Slappy.
Swanson. It's like, oh, maybe it's on the briefcase.
Oh,
Samsonite.
Yeah.
Damn, she must be unlisted.
Dude, and that was back when phone books were still a thing.
I know. Now listen, youngsters. Phone books were a book that hung from phone booths, and you could open it up and find people's numbers and or places of business. It's magical.
That's funny because I saw a clip from the Dad Bod Veteran on Instagram, and he was talking about the difference between our generation versus his son's generation. I guess he's got a son that's around 20 years old, and he had something playing, a video or some audio clip, and it was the sound of a fax machine. And his son didn't know what it was. He's like, what is that sound? He's like, how far have we gone? He's like, is the generation that vastly different from one to the other? It's like, as technology has advanced that quickly that my son has no idea what a fax machine is, or is he just that socially inept that he hasn't done enough research to understand what was available back then? But it really makes a lot of sense though, because our technology advances so quickly anymore.
It does.
That once something is created, it doesn't take long for it to become obsolete. I mean, look at the iPod. Who the fuck is using an iPod anymore?
Right, and I mean, that also reminds me of one of my favorite jokes that I actually heard from my father a long time ago. This guy walks into a Best Buy and buys a brand new computer. Guy's like, hey, you want me to set it up for you? And he's like, yes, if you would. Guy sets it up, sets up his email, sets up everything for him. Guy drives 10 minutes, gets home, sets everything up. He has 30 emails in his email about how his computer is obsolete and he needs to download the update.
And that's where we are now.
Yep.
Nothing is ever good enough. And honestly, that's why I like having an Android.
Yes.
Because I can at least make it look like a new phone.
And it makes me wonder, it almost like the part in Dumb and Dumber when he goes out for, the necessities.
Right.
Because that's the last of our dough.
Yeah.
And he comes back with like 2 cases of beer. He has a huge cowboy hat on, like a
Is it a cowboy hat or is like a
Well, it's like a gigantic foam cowboy hat, like a novelty.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And he has the little paddle ball stick thing, and he's like trying to hit that, and then he sees the nudie mag. So he gets his wallet out, and as he pulls out the nudie mag, he leaves his wallet behind. He stops that lady on the motorized cart. Because
do you
have change for $1?
Yeah, because he left it in the newspaper machine, right?
Yeah, but I think it was a kind of like a newspaper machine, but it had like nudie mags in it. And so he's like, "Do you have change for $1?" And she was like, "No." And he goes, "You mind watching my stuff while I go get change for $1?" And she was like, "Of course, young man." And he was like, "Wow, really is true what they say. Even though the elderly who get in our way and are decreasing our property values and everything really can be useful in everyday society."
Yeah, and as soon as he walks away, she fucking drives off.
Yeah, so it just shows him going back to the apartment. He slams the door and falls down on his knees, and Harry's, "Where's the booze?" It's like, I got robbed by a little old lady on a motorized cart. I didn't even see it coming.
Oh man, I gotta say, my favorite scene is when they've got the mobster guy, the one that thinks that he's got gas.
Yeah.
He's driving around with them, and they stop to get lunch, and Harry and I think they all get burgers.
Yes.
And I think he goes to make a phone call. And while
going to the phone call or like to the bathroom or something.
And while he's gone, they load a bunch of hot peppers on his burger.
Right.
And they find out he's got an ulcer. Well, they don't know he's got an ulcer.
Right.
But he comes back, and so they're talking about like what's going on. I don't remember the exact conversation they have, but he's like, "Why don't you eat your burger and we'll tell you?"
Yeah. And because he was like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" Anyway, he's like, "I didn't see a lot of luggage." He was like, "Yeah, no, we don't really have a lot." And he's like, "That briefcase." He's like, "We're just returning it to someone that lost it." He's like, "So you don't even know what's in it?" And he was like, "No, how's that burger taste?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "What? You guys are doing all this?" And he was like, "Yeah, eat up. We'll tell you."
Yeah, and
I love it because he falls off
he
falls off the bar stool, like looking like he's having a heart attack or whatever, and they just get off and point right in his face, just laughing like
fooled you. And then they accidentally feed him rat poison.
Yeah. I was like, "Hey, mister, we were just joking."
Yeah, you don't have to go dying on us. Yeah, he had freaking poison. Instead, he's like, "You got to get my pills."
Yeah.
But they start feeding him handfuls of pills. He's like, "Pills are good.
Pills are good. Pills are really good."
But yeah, him and the lady, like, I don't remember how they got separated.
Oh, he went off with them and told her to go back to like headquarters. And then she was like, "How come we just don't shoot him?" She was like, "Come on, we could just kill him." She was like, "Bring him down here by the lake. I'll do both of them." And then he was like, "You don't kill people you don't know. That's a rule."
What a weird rule.
I know. It is a very weird rule for, assassins.
People of this stature, yes. But damn it, I lost my train of thought. It reminded me of like Austin Powers, because when Seth Green is talking about, it's like, why don't you just go back in time and kill him while he's sitting on the crapper?
Oh, he's like, "I have a gun in my room right now." It's like, "I'll go and get it. We can kill him together." It's like, "Scott, you just don't get it, do you?"
Like it has to be something special, like when you lose your virginity.
I think one of my favorite parts is when Lloyd is driving and Harry's asleep, and Lloyd's messing with Harry but misses the turn for Colorado, and he's like driving, and
Yeah, because he's daydreaming about Mary.
And so when Harry wakes up, he's sitting there and he's like, wow. He's like, how long have I been asleep? And Lloyd's just like, well, I'd say about 5 hours. Whereas Harry's done, 3/4 of the driving. And
in the wrong direction.
And Lloyd's only done a few hours. And he was just like, wow, thought the Rocky Mountains would be a lot rockier than that. Yeah. And John Denver's full of shit, man.
Rocky Mountain high my ass.
So, but, Harry's like, I'm going home. I'm walking home. And it just shows him walking. And then, you have the isolation, like the desolate music of, the lone heroine. And he turns around and he sees that little moped coming. And he's like, where did you get that? He's like, oh, traded the shaggin' wagon back in town for this kid, straight up for it. It's like, I can get 70 miles to the gallon on this hog. It's like, just when I think you can't get any dumber,
you go and do something like this.
And totally redeem yourself.
But I do like, before Harry walks away, like, you actually have kind of an emotional moment,
right?
Where Lloyd is talking about, he's like, oh, I forgot, you're Mr. Perfect. You've never made a mistake. But it's like, you actually feel bad for him.
You do.
Like he wasn't intentionally being negligent or anything like that. It was just like, he was daydreaming about Mary. And I don't know if that was the actual actress that played Mary in that cut scene, but she's wearing that little sundress. And he lifts the dress up so you can see her ass. And I don't know if they used somebody else, but oh my God.
I know. Oh, trust me, I know.
And believe me, as a young teenager, that was the stuff of dreams. Yeah. And the spank bank is now full.
That and then what's the other scene? Oh, when they finally make it to Aspen, I guess not knowing that it's probably the highest point in the world and probably snows there 9 months out of the year. And but it's funny because Harry, they're by the fire, and Harry's like, I can't feel my fingers, Lloyd. And he's like, oh, that looks bad. He's like, here, you should wear these extra gloves. It's like, extra gloves? It's like, you had these the whole time? He's like, yeah, Harry, we're in the Rockies. So they go to fight.
He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, it's funny because he's choking me. He's like, Harry, your hands are freezing.
I think one of the most memorable parts is when they're getting higher up in altitude on this little hog.
Yeah,
and they're both freezing their ass off, and Harry's talking about hey, Lloyd, when you get a second, it's like, I need you to stop. I really need to go to the bathroom.
Just go, man. Just go. Wow.
Oh,
that's really warm. But and that has to go. It has to show you at the scene right after when they finally pull up and they park, just the leg strength of Jim Carrey, who's this tall, gangly person, and Jeff Daniels, who doesn't they don't look like they work out at all, but he's able to stay latched on to him as he gets up and gets off. They're just walking around. And
folks, that was our token microphone hit just then, in case you didn't pick up on it.
Yep, it was. Has to happen every episode.
Way to go, Dutch.
That, and then when they're walking and the couple's walking and they have to break away and they're like, oh, excuse us, sorry. And he's like, whoa, hey, look at the butt on that. He's like,
yeah, he must work out. So you got a couple of other scenes, like the scene with Harry at the gas station where he runs into the FBI agent. And before he finds out that's what she is.
Right.
And, they actually have a good conversation. It's like Harry's just being himself. And And then he
catches himself on fire.
Yeah. And then when he's trying to get her number,
right,
she's trying to tell him that
it's like 555-012.
Oh no, wait,
that's my old number. Oh my God, don't you hate it? And he's like, his leg's on fire. And
just give me the fucking number. If you're gonna be like that,
then forget it.
Yeah.
I do like that she makes an appearance later on when Lloyd's at the bar, because he's told, he's like, yeah, meet at the bar at 10, and Mary will meet you there. And it's funny because he walks in and the bartender's setting everything up. He's like, hey, we're not quite open yet, but you can sit at the bar if you want. And he's like, okay, I'm meeting someone here. And he goes and sits down, and it cuts away to other things, and it goes back to him, and he's like, excuse me, what time is it? And he was like, oh, it's 2:15. He's like, yeah, that's what I got too. I thought maybe it was fast. But the FBI agent bumps into him, and she starts talking too, but when it cuts away to something else and it comes back and she's still talking, and his head's down on the bar, and she was like, oh my God, and that fool came home, and do you know what he did? And he's like, no, and I don't care. But then the bartender comes by and he's like, excuse me, do you happen to know a Mary Swanson? And he's like, oh yeah, she comes in here all the time. Then grabs him, he's like, what's that supposed to mean? It's like, she has dinner, sir. And he's like, oh yeah. That's like, okay. You happen to know where she lives? He's like, oh yeah, the big house up on top of the hill. He's like, all right, big house, top of the hill. He's walking out and sees the newspaper clipping. It's like, we've landed on the moon. He's like, oh, no way.
But
he busts open the door and he's like, we've landed on the moon.
At one point, he comes to that realization. He's like, I wonder if she meant 10 p.m.
Yeah, well, he had shown up at her house, and he was behind the tree, and he saw Harry dropping her off. So he comes out behind the tree, and he's like devastated and heartbroken. And they're back at the hotel, and he was like, he's talking to Harry about it, and Harry's like, no. It's like, this is bullshit. He's like, no, she told me 10 o'clock. He's like, she really wants to see you. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. He's like, yeah, I don't know either. And he's like, wait, it just hit me. Maybe she meant 10 o'clock tonight. Why would she want to meet at a bar at 10 o'clock in the morning? He's like, I don't know. I thought she was a raging alcoholic.
Yeah, but then Harry and Mary end up hitting it off.
Yeah.
Kind of, they have their little date. They go skiing and everything. And I kind of like when they get the snowball fight, and Harry pegs her right in the fucking
yeah. Oh my God, that is such a great scene.
Because she doesn't know how to take it. He's like, it's fucking like, asshole. But then she hits him back, and then it just becomes this like
he goes and spears her, and they go rolling down the hill.
Yeah.
And then he stands up like ready for a fist fight. Like, all right, come on. And she just can't help but laugh, because it's like, you have to sit there and at least think to yourself like, okay, now I'm dealing with someone that's mentally challenged.
And then we have a throwback to A Christmas Story where Harry sticks his tongue onto the pole of the ski lift.
Oh, look, ice.
Which always makes for good physical comedy. I was a fan of that. But then when Lloyd finds out about the two of them, hanging out together, of course he has to get even.
Yeah, which, by all means, I think about this scene quite a bit, because he puts the X-Lax in his tea. And
it's like commercial strength freaking laxative.
And it's like colon blow or something.
No, that was the cereal from SNL.
Oh, it was. But he puts it in, and you just see Harry driving over to Mary's. He's got that smile on his face, and then you just hear his stomach turn, and it's like too immediate, like, I need a toilet now. But
then you see like Lloyd's face superimposed, like, and he looks like the evil witch from The Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
You know what I love about you, Harry? You're a regular guy.
I do like it when when Harry finally finds the bathroom, and he's using the bathroom, and then Mary knocks on the door, and she was like, you okay? And he was like, be right out. And she was like, okay, well, I hope you're not using the toilet because it doesn't work. And he's like, no, I was just cleaning my teeth.
I think he said shaving. Thought it would save some time.
Yeah. And then she was like, oh, okay. But then she goes back, and he was like, yeah, I'm just cleaning my teeth. She was like, well, I got to go, because Lloyd had shown up and he's like, yeah, I have your briefcase. And then when the bad guy shows up and they open up the briefcase, and he's like, wait, where's all the money? He's like, what is this? And he's like, those are IOUs.
Those are as good as cash.
That's as good as cash.
Yeah, they spent all this freaking money, including those obnoxious suits that they buy to go to that event.
Oh, God, yeah.
Where they have the exotic bird for sale, that owl, I think.
Yeah, they had two
nice
owls.
Set of hooters.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because it was 2 owls, and I think they were the only 2 owls left in the world, and they were hoping to get them to mate. That way they could re-release them back out into the wild.
We should mate.
And then
a
Lloyd...
date.
I just threw up in my mouth a little. But Lloyd kills one of them with the cork from the champagne.
Yeah.
And then there's like, wow, this party really died.
But I think those 2 tuxedos have just become a mark of just cult classic, whatever, history, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, there are numerous Halloweens where that's where I see like people dressed up as Lloyd and Harry from Dumb and Dumber in those tuxes.
Unmistakable from anything else.
Right.
I mean, I've never seen this powder blue tux or that orange tux anywhere else.
No.
So kudos to them for making such a memorable moment that's just lived on in infamy. But they had their something like a spa kind of day,
right?
Where they're pampering themselves with all this money that they found after they got into the suitcase, the briefcase, and they're trying to.
Well, what are you waiting for? We gotta get you ready for the ball.
Whose toenails was it? Lloyd?
It was Lloyd's.
They had to get like a belt sander or something.
Yeah, yeah. She had at first she just had like a regular file and it wasn't doing it, and then I think at one point she had like a grinder, or something, and then and then they were getting their nose hair trimmed, which it looked like they were just getting their hair cut.
Oh, okay, all the hair's falling on the floor,
and then Harry was getting the massage from that really hot girl, and he whispers to her, and then it does like a little flip scene, and it shows him wearing the nurse, like the maid outfit while she's laying down, and he's giving her a massage.
I'm trying to remember at what point I think it was Lloyd. He went into the bathroom and he sees the phone number for a good time call, whatever.
Oh,
no. It wasn't the phone number.
It was like for a good time, be here on this date at like 12:15.
It was right exactly at that time. He was there, and then Seabass comes into the bathroom stall. But that's when I think Harry comes in and knocks Seabass out with the door.
Yeah, because he has to put his foot out. No, he has to put his foot out. That's when he caught his foot on fire.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Because that's when Lloyd was in the store getting all the shit.
Yeah, well, he was in the bathroom taking a piss, and that's when he's doing like the circle.
Well, you taking the piss, are you?
Yeah. But it's like,
know what I mean?
Some in the toilet, some on the floor, some on the wall, some on the floor, some in the toilet, some on the floor, some on the wall. So he's just like swinging it around in a circle.
Ooh, ooh. Like a record. We can't forget about Petey.
Oh, Petey.
You sold a dead bird to a blind kid?
Harry, I took care of it. Just put some masking tape
around the bird. Tape around the bird's neck.
Yeah.
To
pretty bird. Who's a pretty bird?
I just thought he was really quiet.
I like that Mary's watching it on the news and she's like, what kind of monsters are these?
Oh, God. And then while they're on their road trip, it's still having the shaggin' wagon. They picked up a bunch of hitchhikers. Mark.
Yeah.
Ing.
Yeah.
Bird.
Yeah.
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 I think the first time they sang it was with the guy.
The guy that they killed with the rat poison by mistake.
But after they pick up the hitchhikers, who I think
it's like a Mexican family,
right? And then
it was funny because he was like, when they pick up the guy at first, they're like, we don't normally do this, but I got a good feeling about you.
Right.
Hop on in, partner. So they're all driving, and then he's getting ready to just pull out his gun and kill them both. And then Harry's like, look, Lloyd, more hitchhikers. He's like, pick them up.
We're on a roll here. But they're like, mock, seeing,
see,
bird,
see,
yeah,
see. I like, honestly, I can't even believe that we almost missed this part.
Well, we're not done yet, baby.
Is when they're driving, and he's like trying to drive as fast as he can because they had just ripped off Seabass at the diner.
Yeah. But
so he's speeding.
Yeah, the cop.
And the cop pulls up, Harlan Williams pulls him over, and he was like, hey, it's like, or he's like, he pulls up next to him, and he was like, pull over. And he's like, no, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing. He's like, pull over. So they get on the side of the road, and he's like, oh, you sucking back on some of Grandpa's old cough syrup, are you?
He's like, you two doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on Grandpa's cough medicine?
It's like,
you'll pass that bottle over here if you know what's good for you.
Yeah. But it was funny because he gets it to him, like, officer, I wouldn't drink that. And he was like, you'd shut your mouth if you knew what was good for you. It takes a real hefty swig of it. And he's like,
he swishes it around in his mouth, too.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, because they had just Lloyd had a piss.
Yeah.
And he couldn't hold it. So he peed in a bunch of beer bottles.
Yep.
Which I don't know where the hell the beer bottles came from.
Hey, you're on a long road trip, man. You're drinking and driving.
Road sodas.
You better believe it.
Well. It's like, you can't. He's like, you got to stop. He's like, you can't stop. Once you start, it stings. It's one of my favorite lines right there.
But it's funny because he's just handing bottle after bottle to Harry as he's switching them out. So he's got like 6 bottles that he's holding on to while he's trying to drive and getting pulled over.
But, all right. Now keep me honest.
Go on.
After you've peed in the bottles, you could just dump them out of the window.
That you could.
But they're dumb.
And dumber.
Correct. So they, of course, would not think of that. But bless me. Thank me.
No, so that, and then I think the last part that I can really think of is the 2 last parts that I can think of is when he has Mary back at his hotel room to give her the briefcase, and she's in the bathroom, I guess, and he was like, Mary, he's like, I'm desperately in love with you. He's like, shh, don't say anything. He was like, I know this is all so sudden. He's like, oh, listen to me. I sound like a little schoolboy. And then she comes out, and he's like, Mary, I really have something to tell you. And then she's like, yeah. And he's like, I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy. It's like, no,
wait. That's not what I meant.
Yeah. It's like, what's the, what are the chances of a guy like you and a girl like me, working out? It's just like,
well, I don't know, Lloyd. I mean, that really depends.
It's like, just come on, give me a ballpark number.
Like, and then he's like what, 1 in 1,000?
And she's like 1 in 1,000,000. And he's like, oh, so you're
telling me there's a chance.
But then later on, when she was like, oh, well, she was like, you're the one that kidnapped my husband? And he's like, husband? What was all that 1 in 1,000,000 talk? And then
the end, I know the other part you're talking about, where Harry comes in with a gun.
Well, he comes in and he was like, oh, hey, he's like, sorry, that whole night was a bust. And then he goes to do something, and the guy shoots Harry. And he falls back on the bed, and it was funny because he's like, Harry, he's like, you killed my best friend, you bastard. But Harry gets up and just starts shooting.
Holes in the wall, basically.
Yeah, like he has a gun over his head. And he's just sitting there, and he's like, Harry, you're alive. And you're a horrible shot.
He's like, yeah, no, she's actually the FBI.
Yeah.
He's like, gave me a gun and strapped one of these on me.
Yeah. It's like, wait, did I get a gun? He's like, did you get a gun?
He's like, but what if they shot you in the face?
He's like, wow, what if they shot me in the face?
You know, that was a risk that we were just willing to take. Oh, man. This is, like I said, the first time I watched it, it irritated me how dumb they were.
Right.
But, you know, it's just one of those movies that the more I've watched it, the older I've gotten, the better it is to me. And the funnier it is. And to be honest with you, the prequel that they came up with was actually pretty good.
Was it? I never saw the prequel. And, I mean, here's a hot take for you.
Go on.
I never saw the prequel.
And you haven't seen the
And
sequel.
I've never seen the sequel.
I started to watch the sequel.
The only thing I've seen of the sequel is where Harry's visiting Lloyd at the home or whatever, and he says something to him, but he looks down and his catheter bag is full, and he's changing it. Well, Harry grabs the full one and puts it in his mouth to hold on to it, and I'm just... I can't.
Yeah, so they make you think that Lloyd has gone crazy, like actually insane.
Right, because it was something with somebody, I think, like from his past, and he was like, no, he was like, I let that go. He's like, you should do the same. He's like, well, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep coming here. So this will be the last time you see me. And he's walking away, and he's like, He's like, Lloyd, did you say something? He's like, what was it? And he's like, and he's like, what? And he's like, got ya. He's like, wait, you're telling me that for 20 years?
He's actually 30.
I've been coming here, and it's like over 1,000 times, twice a week to see you. And he was like, He's like, that is awesome.
Like, I was goofing.
Yeah. That's the only thing I know about that movie.
Yeah. I don't remember much else from that. But yeah, I think the whole premise is he's trying to find somebody from his past. I think a lady that used to babysit him or something, and finds out that she's got a granddaughter who's like extremely hot or something. I don't remember exactly.
Of course.
Of course she is. This is Hollywood.
Chicks can do stuff now.
You're creeping out the regulars. But I mean, Dumb and Dumber is fantastic, and I know there's people out there that, you know, either not a fan of Jim Carrey or just not a fan of this type of humor, but, you know, you have to respect the talent that it took to portray these characters.
Right.
Because it is hard to play people who just are just socially inept, that have no social skills, no street smarts, nothing going for them. And
yeah, I think, I mean, because you are led to believe that Harry and Lloyd, in essence, are their only friends. Like, they each have each other, and that's it. There's literally no one else in their life.
Right, because it makes no mention of any of their families at all.
No.
And you don't know how they made it that far in life. Granted, the place that they lived in, that shitty ass apartment.
Yeah, with the worm farm.
Oh God, can't forget about the worm farm.
I got worms. I'm sorry, what? And he was like, yeah, that's the name of our business. I got worms. We have a worm farm.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible, this name.
I like it when the guy that's killed with the rat poison and Duff McKagan, that's the girl that's with him. They break into their apartment, and he's like, you know what? We should trash the place and send him a message. And she's like,
she looks
I
around.
don't think they're going to get that message.
Yeah.
It's like the guy's got worms in his living room, for God's sakes.
True story. You know what's good about this? Because we haven't watched the movie recently, I kind of want to watch the movie now.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm actually down. I mean, because I can sit here and tell you this will be episode...
Like 40?
39, 40, something like that.
This might be our 40th.
And...
not including the bonus episodes.
But I can tell you that all the movies that we've done so far, I have not rewatched yet. I know that you said you've watched one or two.
I watched My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, and
it was just as funny. So I know it can be done.
Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll take a weekend off, and we'll just we'll binge watch everything that we've covered.
Sounds like a weekend. We got to get caught up first, though.
Yeah, that is true.
All right. Well, this has been fun. Love this movie. Love talking about this movie.
Yes.
And not sure exactly what we have planned for our next episode, so that's going to be a surprise for everybody involved.
Right.
But either way, I'm looking forward to it.
As am I.
Goddamn right, you sick bacon son of a bitch. All right, well, unless you've got anything else.
Nope.
Then, until next time. Quotable Podcast. Out.
That John Denver's full of shit, man.